December 21, 1785. Today was the winter solstice and the feast day of St. Thomas. Now that we have endured the harshest time of the year, we may find solace in the fact that from this day forward, the days will continually grow longer and no longer decrease. A small concert of vocal and instrumental music was held at our house. Colonel von Rau, who resides in the upper floor of our house, attended. After he departed, Secretary Moser and his wife, Secretary Günzler and his wife, and Mr. Zohrer, the brother of two wives, came to visit. Note: the winter solstice, December 21, marked the year's shortest day and was noted as the feast of St. Thomas the Apostle in the pre-1969 calendar, signaling that daylight would lengthen hereafter. Private salon concerts of vocal and instrumental music were common among educated Stuttgart families. Colonel von Rau, a Württemberg military officer, lived on the upper floor of the house. Secretaries Moser and Günzler held senior posts in the ducal administration. The title secretary denoted a high civilian office. Their wives were sisters of Mr. Zohrer, hence the brother of two wives, illustrating the close ties among local civil service families. December 22, 1785. Long before I fell gravely ill, I had begun to reflect on both the good and the bad that arise from emotional disturbances. I have already discussed the lust for honor. No one can deny that it has brought about many good things, especially when a person, moved by this passion, sought honor through good deeds. In such cases, the deeds themselves are upright, though the motives, when based on the pursuit of honor, are less pure. Truly good deeds, those carried out from virtue and not from the desire for personal gain, are the most worthy of praise. Note: Hegel here draws on classical and early modern ethical discourse distinguishing actions motivated by honor, ambitio, or fama, from those arising purely from virtue, virtus. In Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, Book 4, praiseworthy deeds produce external honor, yet the truly virtuous act for the sake of the noble rather than for recognition. Cicero similarly contends in De Officiis, Book 1, that while seeking honor may yield beneficial outcomes, only actions performed from duty, ex officio, reflect genuine moral worth. Christian moralists such as Augustine and later scholastics echo this, noting that good works performed out of love for God and neighbor surpass those done for personal acclaim. Hegel's emphasis on motive purity thus aligns with the long tradition that elevates virtuous intention above the desire for personal gain. December 23, 1785. Let us now consider the lust for gold and riches, whether it be sordid avarice or disgraceful greed and seeking money. If the former, the miser harms others less than himself. Such a man is most unfortunate, and it is even worse for those who must deal with him. With him, many other vices are joined: treachery toward friends, cruelty and hardness toward those in need, deceit toward family and servants. Worst of all is when such a man serves a prince, for then he may betray the very one to whom he has sworn loyalty. Note: Hegel here echoes classical and Christian condemnations of avarice. In Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, Book 4, excessive love of wealth, pleonexia, corrupts character, leading misers to dishonesty and cruelty. Cicero similarly warns in De Officiis, Book 1, that avaritia undermines trust and can betray even princes. Christian moralists classify greed as one of the 7 deadly sins, noting that it not only harms the miser by hardening the heart, but also damages family, friends, and the commonwealth when avaricious advisors betray rulers for personal gain. December 25, Christmas Day. Today is the joyful feast day of our beloved Savior. As is customary, I received generous gifts from my father. Among them are many pleasing items, but the most delightful and useful is Scheller's lexicon, whose excellence I have already experienced in use. Note: Scheller's lexicon refers to the Lexicon Greco-Latinum compiled by Johann Gottlob Scheller, 1721 to 1790, first published in 1757. Widely adopted in German gymnasia of the late 18th century, Scheller's work provided concise Greek entries with Latin definitions and helpful German headings. Its clear organization, reliable etymologies, and grammatical notes made it an indispensable tool for students engaging with classical Greek texts, enabling improved comprehension and more accurate translation.
January 1, 1786.
A new year has dawned under the auspices of God. In these past days, I also purchased Scheller's Proctus Hugis Ireum Bono Latinatus, mainly of the Ciceronian tradition, that is, of Roman eloquence. Note: Johann Gottlieb Scheller, 1721 to 1790, was a renowned German classicist whose Practa Percepta Bona Latinatis, Precepts of Good Latin Style, distilled the principles of Ciceronian eloquence for late 18th century Gymnasium students, drawing on Cicero's prose, emphasizing clarity, balanced periodic structure, and proper use of rhetorical figures. Scheller's manual offered rules for constructing Latin sentences that mirrored Rome's greatest orator. By studying Scheller's precepts, Hegel and his peers learned to emulate Cicero's stylistic purity, which was considered the pinnacle of Latin composition in their educational curriculum.